Hey guys, welcome back to my Mini Cooper nightmare. This is a little harder to tell it's Mini Cooper looking at it from the back, but once it backs it up, it's here. It's still Mini Cooper. If you've been following along, I've been chasing all the gremlins in this thing. It all started back in the day with the head gasket, and now it's electrical stuff. So today, I'm going to be putting this wheel bearing. Well, I got both. I'm putting them on the rear, so I'll show you how to do that. Should be a quick and easy video. What I think it's going to fix, well, let me just say this. I'm about to throw $100 more at this car and probably not fix it, but here's the hoping. This thing has, I put the ABS module on this a little over a month ago. The brake light was red, so the brake light is now yellow or orange, but that light was on before, and so is the traction control light. So those lights have been on for quite a while. I've been chasing that. I put all new wheel speed sensors on this, ABS sensors. That didn't fix it. I put the brake pad level indicator, didn't fix it. I've done some computer work to this thing. Obviously, I said the ABS module, so that didn't fix it. So now, looking at everything I could see online, it says that it's very common for the sensor ring in these, that the ABS and wheel speed sensor reads to go bad. So that's what I'm going to repair. You only need a few tools for this. It's 6 bolts or 8 if you want to take off the entire brake caliper, plus 1 Torx. That's each side. So on the driver's side, the Torx is already broken off. So there's 1 Torx bolt that holds the rotor from twisting. So all I'm going to do, obviously on the back of each of these, there are 4 bolts on each of the wheel bearings, and you got 2 bolts to take the brake caliper off. All 6 of those bolts are 16 millimeter. I'm going to use an impact to take them off and to put them on. That impact will also be my torque wrench. So let's get set up under the car, show you where the bolts are real quick, and then I'm going to spin them all out of there. All right, this is about as good a view as I can get you. So right here where my fingers are, one here, these are the caliper bracket bolts. So obviously there's 2 bolts here. I think these are probably 14, whatever, 13 or 14. Then you could pull the brake caliper off, but why do that when you can just take the bracket has to come off anyway. Take the entire bracket off, leave everything together. Should be simple. And then these 2, 3, 4 bolts, what I'm using is a snap-on chrome wobble, a 3-inch extension, and then a impact wobble snap-on, of course, and well, because my Craftsman is broken, original 25-year-old Craftsman, I'm going with the snap-on 16 millimeter because, you know, I don't use 16 that much. My 15, my 18, my 13 have all been replaced with impact, but the ones I don't use very often haven't been replaced. So let's start with these. Of course, we can't have nice lighting ever. Why would a light ever fit nicely in anything we ever do? There we go. Just let it hang on all the wires. Remove the. Let me give me some better room here and some light. Now that I have something to put it on, right? Sure. No. All right. So brake caliper out of the way, or brake rotor also out of the way. This is supposed to be the suspect side. Here is the new sensor. So let's go ahead and pull the rest of these bolts out, starting with the hardest ones to get to first. And it will probably knock my light down again. Oh, this fell on my light. Perfect. Well, this came out nicely. See, the bolts are still in there. I'm going to Loctite those obviously when I come back in. It's pretty clean. Here's the sensor head. So apparently what they say is, what is said is that behind this, and obviously here's both of them, behind this bearing seal is where it reads. So here's these bearings are actually, there's no play in them, no noise, but I don't know if you'll be able to hear this. Let me get it closer. That's not my glove. That sounds like plastic rubbing. Maybe normal, not sure. Here is the new one. No noise. So maybe that's it. Maybe the ring inside here is broken and it's making it make that noise. So yeah, pretty simple. What you do see here is this little bump. There's a little bump, and on here you can see the bump is up there. So that's it. I'm gonna literally put this back together just like I took it apart. It's gonna be pretty simple. Like I said, I'm gonna grab some Loctite. I'll Loctite these 4 bolts. I'll Loctite these bolts, and I'll put it back together. Like I said, the only other part that I did not show you is this. I'll put some Never Sees on this. I think it's a T50. So there's a hole on the, for those who you should know, this is on the rotor here. This chamfered hole holds it in place because otherwise the rotor can just spin on the hub and the bolts won't line up. So it's a good thing. I do have to order another one of these because it's broken, snapped off on the other one. So I'm gonna go ahead and put it together, but I'll try to find some of these and order them if I remember. Not a big deal if I don't. Just a little bit more of a pain to line it up, and then I'll do it. But yeah, that's all I'm gonna do. And then I'm gonna get in the car and start it up and see if I don't know if that light will still be on or not. So we will see. I mean, it's always on, and I don't know if it can read this and this makes it be always on, or if once we drive it it'll kind of reset itself. So I will probably go drive it as well, and we'll see if it resets itself before I'm done with this video. So that's all there was to it, guys. Really simple, really quick. I'm gonna have this job done in about an hour, and that includes talking to this camera. So let me get it put back together and go drive it and do the other side. All right, before I finish up, I'm on the other side, or before I move ahead, like I said I was going to move ahead, I wanted to tell you a couple quick tips. This side does sound a little better than the other side, and I think we're getting a right rear. That's not a tip, but that's just a thing. So I put Never Sees, and I got the copper Never Sees here. I put Never Sees here, so around the edges where the mating surface is going to be, where this thing could possibly, I mean, these both just fell right off because they're aluminum, but I just want to make sure, there's some corrosion around the edges and some corrosion here. Just want to make sure, so I did go ahead and put some of this Never Sees on, and then I made sure to wipe it down around the edge. I don't know if you call it a reluctor ring, see this one's dirty, so I made sure to wipe it down. This was actually leaking too, so I made sure to wipe it down here, and so that the ring, the gear, or reluctor, or whatever it's called, doesn't interfere with or none of the Never Sees or anything else interferes with that ring. The last thing is, I know some of you guys might be Milwaukee fans, if you can afford a Milwaukee, or I was one of the, when Snap-on came out with one of their first half-inch impacts, I bought that thing. Batteries died well before it died. It was a decent one, but this works. Nitro Megaforce is a monster. It's got all the foot-pounds. It'll take off anything. So if you were wondering why my cordless is taking these big bolts off, it's this gun is a monster. So all right, now I'll finish up and then I'll test it out. All right, let me show you what I did here. I went for a test drive. The lights were still on, brought it back, and I actually hooked up the launch here, and I set on the third one down, it's the DSC, well, I did the DSC pressure sensor adjustment and the DSC sensor adjustment, because I did replace a DSC sensor under the carpet under the seat here. Let me show you. Once I push this button, you hear the beeps. You'll see this one come on. Sometimes it goes red. There it's red, orange. These two were the problem. Now they're off. They would never turn off before. So now they're off. and I think we're doing okay. I do still have some K-can line fault codes in this thing. Very lightly at idle, or when I first started up and it's running at idle, I will get a little bit of a misfire, and then the shaded check engine light here, I got some light bulbs out, that's what that is, but it goes out pretty quickly. It used to stay on a lot, so that's better, but not quite where this car needs to be at, but it's very close. I've almost got it dialed in here. So yeah, guys, that's it. Another, maybe I should rename this playlist to the Nightmare Mini Cooper, because it's just a nightmare. But did the $100 not fix that problem? Was it the DSC that I replaced and didn't program? That question I will pretend that I don't want to know the answer to. I mean, I don't want to know the answer to it. I'll just pretend that I just fixed it, because maybe I did. But yeah, those lights are out. Another win. No red light, now no orange lights. So man, this car is just a few more of those little check engine lights, and why it runs slightly rough at idle when you first start up, and then it kind of smooths out after about 10 seconds. I'll find that out. But one more problem, one more solution. I won't get to drive this for a long distance for a couple weeks, but thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for sticking around this long. If you've watched the other videos, thanks for everything you've done with this Mini Cooper ride that I've been on. I didn't plan to be a Mini Cooper mechanic, but I almost am right now. So thanks, guys. Don't forget to do the free things, liking and subscribing. I think it's a bell thing too. And I will catch you on the next one.